So in terms of mainstreaming practice of using e-portfolios for staff CPD, we're at a very early stage at the moment, but in the same way as we've been disseminating practice when we've been embedding e-portfolio in undergraduate and postgraduate courses, we use, for example, our PebblePad special interest group, where people that are utilising PebblePad across the institution share ideas and practice, and in that way it begins to become embedded. We also plan to disseminate this information at faculty and university LTA conferences to showcase how we can use e-portfolio for staff CPD, and a couple of members of the team also have plans to present at conferences to demonstrate this externally as well. So it's early days at the moment, but we do anticipate that hopefully that will roll out as time goes on.
In order to mainstream or roll out our e-portfolio use for CPD, the plan would be to trial it initially with key users, perhaps some call them e-portfolio champions or power users, people who are sort of at the forefront of trialling new technologies and new things as part of their ongoing routine. Hopefully we'd like to carry out a pilot and see how that works with staff and for them recording their CPD. We'd like to then target middle managers, provide some sort of management briefing sessions, hopefully allowing them to see the benefits of the portfolios for CPD and for appraisal process, and then hopefully to pick up and emphasise the use of the portfolio with any engagement with staff development, so staff attending training events or workshops. We'd hope to sort of direct them towards the portfolio in order to record the CPD as a result of those.
At the minute we don't have any plans to mainstream the use of e-portfolios for CPD, although we are encouraging staff to do so, and a good example is the Faculty of Education, who are saying that they would like line managers to be very receptive to staff who did want to use the e-portfolio for their appraisal. This might have sort of a cascading effect where they then can see it of use for other activities. So although we can't envisage it being a mainstream activity, I would say that there are some very positive signs that it will be used throughout, say, a faculty, which is perhaps different from mainstreaming across the whole of the University of Cumbria.
We're not planning to mainstream the practice of using e-portfolio for CPD across all staff at the university. What we are trying to do through our ADEPT programme is to encourage staff to use e-portfolios for CPD, and we're hoping to bring out a CPD framework for which there should be a requirement of a portfolio, but that portfolio does not necessarily have to be an electronic one. So it very much fits with the general ethos of the university, is giving the choice, and that we're not going to impose a particular way of doing things on staff.
There is no intention to mainstream e-portfolios for CPD or for learning and teaching. The background to e-portfolios is very much it's here as a learning tool. It's not here to support CPD for staff. It was always linked to the Centre for Academic Practice, and IT supported us. And so it's primarily for learning and teaching for students. But because it's very flexible, other people are using it for CPD and for PDP. But it's definitely not seen as something that staff have to use. I mean, that could always be revisited, but HR has no interest in this at all.